We are just like these days.
These malnourished children charged to court today in Abuja are being accused by the police of trying to destabilize Tinubu's administration. They're also charged with destruction of public property. And to think that these children have been in detention since the past 3 months. They were arrested during the End Bad Governance protest in August. Where is the empathy among these people? How can these people continue detaining children, minors as young as 14 years, in prison? And the judge initially ran away when one of them fainted. Obviously, they weren't being well fed. Lawyers in the courtroom bought them biscuits and snacks. And after running away and seeing that the situation has been brought under control in the courtroom, the judge came back to the court and remanded children to prison. He granted bail to the adults to the tune of 10 million naira each. All the people involved in this, from the judge to the police and the prosecutors, including all security agencies and the NSA, where is their empathy? These children only came out and joined the protest because they were lacking the basic need of man, which is food. And whose responsibility is it to provide food for the population? It is the government. And when the government can't do the job, the people are expected to do what? To die without protesting or just take it like that? They are remanding children to prison where they will be exposed to radicalism, where they will be exposed to something they don't know about. How can this be happening in 2024 and no one is talking about it? They are pretending as if children have not been in detention for the past 3 months. And why did they detain them for 3 months in the first place? They were supposed to charge them to court less than 24 or 48 hours after arrest. All this abuse of powers, why not use that energy to provide the basic needs of Nigerians? Nigerians wouldn't even bother who is in power, what they are doing, whether they are corrupt or not, if their basic needs are provided. But these people came and devalued their naira, which of course caused the high cost of living, which eventually threw millions more Nigerians into poverty. What do they expect Nigerians to do in this kind of situation? Because of their policies, companies are making massive losses. They are throwing more people into unemployment market. Many companies are closing down because the operating environment is very hostile. Even filling stations are closing shop. Yes, many of them do not have the capital to continue in business because of the huge jump in petrol price. One tanker that holds 33,000 liters used to cost about 7 million naira early last year. But today it costs more than 35 million naira to order one petrol tanker. So you can understand how many people, thousands if not millions of people, that will be thrown into the unemployment market when up to 10,000 filling stations close shop like they have announced. So the situation keeps getting worse, and in all this they pretend as if nothing is wrong with Nigeria because they continue facing things that don't matter. These children are not armed. What are they going to do against even 2 policemen? They can't even fight them. Not to talk of taking over the government or trying to destabilize, whatever the language means. So they should release them. No need continuing holding these people in detention. The judge should be very ashamed of himself for trying to play to their tune. How can he remand children, minors, to prison? This is a worse crime than whatever they might have done, because that action alone is exposing the children to criminals. In Nigeria, they hold everyone together. They hold convicted criminals and people that are only remanded, awaiting trials. They hold them in the same prison, in the same compound. Governance isn't hard. Action equals reaction. If they were doing the right thing, no one would bother about protesting. They will be busy doing their jobs, earning their money and living their lives. But here we are, people are not even protesting the way they are supposed to be protesting compared to what Nigerians have experienced in the past. If he were to be in opposition, he would have shut down this country like they did in 2012 during Goodluck Jonathan's administration. People that came out to protest that they are hungry, a judge is giving them bail of 10 million naira. Where are they going to get the money from? It's like a death sentence. It's like remanding them in prison forever because they will never be able to meet up with the 10 million naira bail. It's simply impossible. If they had 10 million naira, they wouldn't be out on the streets protesting. They will be managing their lives and praying for a better tomorrow, like many Nigerians are praying today. Not that they don't know that they should be out on the streets protesting, that things are very hard today for them, but they haven't yet summoned the courage. They haven't yet understood that no one is going to come out and help them, that they are the ones that will take their destiny by their hands. People already tried that in August. That's why these kids are paying the price today. If these people are empathetic, if they have human feelings, they wouldn't be suffering these kids. People that said that they are hungry and no one heard them, and they came out to protest and make sure that they are heard, at the end of the day, they were remanded in prison. Even Abacha, the worst dictator in Nigeria's history, never went this far. Saying that this regime is very oppressive, like a military one, is an understatement. They've shown that they are very intolerant. It's not as if they are doing the right things. No, they have impoverished Nigerians more than any other regime in Nigeria's history. They've done many things that would have, in other climes, shut down this country for good, but people are still tolerating them. So this is taking it very far. Detaining minors for more than 3 months, and at the end of the day they were brought to court. The judge was supposed to free them on the spot or wash his hands, that he wouldn't be involved in this kind of thing. Yes, that's the moral thing to do. They shouldn't be acting like robots, being pushed around by appointing officers or highest bidders. How can someone in his right mind remand children to prison? Children that are supposed to be in school or being productive any way they can, they've been remanded in prison for more than 3 months, where they will be radicalized or learn something they shouldn't learn. Why are these people oppressing Nigerians? And this time, kids that didn't commit any crime, their only crime was coming out to protest like other people. They cannot have it both ways. Like the saying goes, you cannot smack a kid and still prevent him from crying. If they want Nigerians not to protest or complain about bad governance or hunger, they should turn things around the way they met it. Yes, not that Nigerians weren't complaining under Buhari, but today the situation is far worse. Look at the price of goods. Look at the high cost of living. Look at everywhere. Look at the price of petrol. The price of everything has gone up by more than 300 to 400% without the requisite increase in salary. Yes, even if minimum wage is increased to 200,000 naira today, it still will not be able to cover for the inflation. And on top of all this, they want to increase taxes. Who is going to pay these taxes? Is it companies that are folding up and sacking workers and leaving Nigeria, or the ones making losses that are still operating? Where are they going to get the difference to be able to pay new taxes? Or Nigerians that are crying that they are hungry, that their salaries can no longer take them home? Not even talking of taking home, most salaries now cannot last a worker for up to 1 week. Look around in your cities, the signs are there that the economy is on a downward spiral. How many cars do you see in your streets? How many people are traveling? How many parks are full of people waiting to board to travel? What about airports? Most terminals today are empty because one-way tickets are more than 200,000 naira, something that cost about 20,000 naira a few years ago. So in any country leaders find themselves in this situation, their economy is tanking. What do? They need to pump money into the economy to boost services, to return confidence, to boost everywhere so that economy will start growing. It happened in the US. Obama did it, to the extent that he started sharing cash to US citizens to go out and spend so that the economy can start booming again. What is this administration doing about it? They are not doing anything about it. In fact, they feel that the more they tax people, the more they plunge Nigerians into poverty, the faster Nigeria will recover, which never works. It has never worked anywhere. It will never work in Nigeria. How will a miracle happen when you finish off people's savings, plunge them into multidimensional poverty, and out of the blue, without investing in the economy, without bringing something? If someone is sick, the person needs something external from his body to survive. That's why the person is rushed to a hospital where he will be given injections, given medications. So without investing in Nigerians and the economy, there's nothing like recovery. They are only interested in taking, taxing, whatever they see, whatever they dream, and wake up and say, okay, let's try this. All are based on IGR. Nigerians must stand and say, no, we are no longer going to suffer in the midst of plenty. Thanks for watching.